redshirted last season after a lingering leg injury that occurred the season prior and wanted to get himself back to 100%. So with a deep backcourt for the Bison last season, he said he thought it would be better to take a year off and come back stronger. And he's looked up to pace so far here in this one. Drills a pair. 23-18. Gophers have not made a field goal, as you can see there, in just under 6 minutes. Looking to change that. Osama bottoms through that one on a 3. And now Andy Stefanowicz will get some full court pressure from him.
Osama really improved his three-point shooting. See how automatic that looked when he was just ready to shoot.
Two Gophers trip over each other there. Feddersen finds himself inside and gets fouled on the way up. Feddersen, the team's leading rebounder from a season ago, is the leading returning scorer for these Bison. And he's going to be the engine that goes. If he's playing well, this team has a shot at being great, but they're going to rely a lot on his production, whether it's scoring, defense, or rebounding. Marley checks out, Carson back in. Missed the first, here's the second shot. Off the rim again. And well, if we were in the fourth quarter of a game at the Target Center, that'd be making the fans really happy right now. Here's Osama, double teamed. Carson, high leap, deflects it, but back into the hands of Osama. Now here's Langston Reynolds. Tyson to his left, gets doubled, back out. Bounces away from Reynolds on the drive. And nice physical presence there from Carson in the paint. Forces the turnover as they lead the Gophers by 2 here with just under 8 minutes to play. It's been a great one so far between these two teams. A little stagnant offensively, but you come to expect that early on in the season as you look at the last turnover here. 23.
Two-way player.
7:37 to go here in this first half. Andy Stefanowicz up top. Now with Feddersen. Physical presence of Vaihola pushes him out of the paint. Here's Carson. He goes up and under but can't finish off the backboard. Minnesota will push ahead. Here's Tyson up top. Now Durkin. Nice backdoor move from Osama. Gets his first shot blocked, but the follow goes.
Great recognition and timing there from Bobby Durkin on the pass as well.
Gophers have evened things up here at 23 apiece. Stefanowicz, little hesitation move. Now to his left. Nice hand in the passing lane from Langston Reynolds, and he comes away with the steal. Pushing pace to the cup, off the rim, no good. Gophers dip the offensive board and kick it out. And a deflected pass by Andy Stefanowicz keeps it with Minnesota.
First look at how quick Langston Reynolds is able to get up and down the floor. That'll be huge for the Gophers when they push in transition this year.
And a nice offensive rebound on that possession from Robert Vaihola, his third board of the game. Langston Reynolds finds Tyson on the right wing. He stops at the free throw line, short on a jumper, tips it right to Osama. Durkin steps into one.
That's what Gopher fans can come to expect from Bobby Durkin this year. I think the ceiling is high for this team if Durkin and Tyson both shoot as well as they can.
A beautiful stroke there. Seems like more of a set shooter, but he was able to get those puppies in order. as the great Raftery would say. As Osama pushes ahead, here's Reynolds spinning around the defender. Euro step. Oh, that would have been one for the highlight reel. Here comes Stefanowicz. Tay Smith. Stefanowicz decides to pull it. Bounces off the front of the rim, and Reynolds controls. Once again pushing pace. Tyson left alone. Off the rim, Carson boards. A little bit of an erratic pace here between these two teams in the last few minutes. Ball bouncing around. Anderson has it down low. Had a size mismatch on Durkin, but no good on the follow. Tyson right through the chest of Carson Smith. Count it. Goaltending on NDSU. And Minnesota, an 8-0 run.
Feel the Gophers just playing with more intensity in the last 3.5 minutes here. Look at Cade Tyson just ready to get right to the rim. Goaltending there, and 2 for the Gophers.
Make that a 10-0 run with the layup in a 3-minute and 46-second scoring drought for the Bison, who have made just 1 of their last 10 field goals.
With Vaihola on the bench now, good to keep an eye on how Minnesota's rebounding changes. Who gets those tough ones down low with him on the bench?
Yeah, and the defensive intensity from Medved's squad has picked up here in the last 5 minutes or so. Carson in the corner. Carson Smith now in the corner. Damari Wheeler-Thomas directing traffic now to his left. Decided to not shoot it at the last second. 2 seconds on the timer. They got to get one up. Hail Mary heave from Massey is no good. And here come Minnesota again. Langston Reynolds settles things down on the left wing. Cross court to Tyson. Smaller defender on him. Bottoms. That hand in his face did not matter. He shot right over Damari Wheeler-Thomas.
That's something so important about these exhibition games. Get these guys some confidence, see how the lineups work, gel together against an actual different opponent.
Here's Damari Wheeler-Thomas. He'll flip it to Carson, splitting few defenders. Carson Smith, corner tray, no good. Durkin digging down, gets the deflection, and it'll stay with NDSU. But Minnesota on an offensive tear here in the last 4 minutes.
It'll be a balanced scoring and someone different every night for this Gopher team.
Riley Massey trying to find themselves offensively are the Bison. In the paint, floater, rims out. But he'll go to the line for 2 on the foul.
Take a look at the replay there. Good step back. And then knocked down.
Damari Wheeler-Thomas getting his first action against someone that's not on NDSU after redshirting last season. So it's been a year and change since he's really been on the court with somebody that isn't Noah Feddersen or Jakari White from last season's squad.
And Wheeler really impactful. I mean, he's already started 64 games for North Dakota State, led them in minutes played 2 years ago. So despite missing time, still a great piece to have back.
He'll be a key defensively as well, as he was one of the best defenders for the Bison squad in the year prior to his red shirt. And last season, their defense dipped a little bit. They were last in the Summit League in both steals and blocks. 4th lowest steals per game in the nation last year. Here's Cade Tyson, Durkin off a screen. He was left wide open, but he can't make him pay. Reynolds wide open. He can't hit either. Crocker Johnson dominating the glass. Swing from the Gophers, and Osama stepped out of bounds on the drive.
I love that play call with Durkin coming back up for the 3. Reynolds setting that screen and then going to the corner, gets his defender looking the other way. That'll be one they run often for Durkin.
Yeah, well, this is a smaller lineup for the Gophers. It's not by any stretch of the imagination small, as Bobby Durkin and Cade Tyson both stand 6'7", with the 6'8", Jalen Crocker-Johnson at the 5. Emil Scoot on the right wing, attacking Tyson, using his strength, gets inside, gets the bump, and gets the foul. That's the 10th on the Gophers, so double bonus here for Scuda. Hits the first. 6'5", 200 pounds, a guard and a junior. Brings size and athleticism to this Bison squad. And after shooting just 46.3% from the charity stripe last season, he hits a pair there. 5-point game. Minnesota leads after that long offensive run. And the drought from the Bison. Nice one-handed cross-court pass to Crocker-Johnson from Osama, but he can't hit. Reynolds deflected pass. Vaihola. Osama gets some help from the screen from Crocker-Johnson. Pops out, can't hit a three.
Crocker-Johnson really ready to shoot beyond the arc this season.
Feddersen up top. Scuda to his right, trying to power through Crocker-Johnson, cannot, lost the ball, gets on a knee, and that's called a travel. Pleading his case to the officials, thought he was hugged by Crocker-Johnson. The official says no. That's Paul Zelk on the baseline. Here's Durkin finding Reynolds. Reynolds to his right, gets the contact, and Carson in a little bit of pain as he fouled Langston Reynolds.
See Reynolds trying to go to that inside hand, really aggressive in attacking the basket. We mentioned his speed earlier.
So Reynolds will be at the line for two shots here. 6'4" senior out of Denver, Colorado. Spent his first 3 seasons of his college career at Northern Colorado, so stayed in state. Was first team All-Big Sky last year when he averaged 16 points per game and 5.5 boards. The lefty can't hit either one of the two. And here come the Bison. Markai Strickland still trying to find himself offensively. Can't get that one to go. And here comes Minnesota. Jalen Crocker-Johnson trailing the play, now knifing his way through the defense for two.
So smart by Crocker-Johnson to hang back a little bit, get the ball back from Osman, and be able to go downhill at full speed, use his size.
Yeah, and he's one of the more athletic 6'8" I've seen in a while. Able to sprint past his defender, but then body them up and generate some space inside as well. Here's Tay Smith. Here's Feddersen. Nice try at a backdoor pass, deflected away, good hands. Durkin going against Dom Clay, will kick it out. Now Vaihola at the top of the key. Opens up Durkin, the three-pointer. Rims out. Crocker-Johnson was there, but it bounced off his head. Tay Smith, long three. Rims out. He shot that with all the confidence in the world. Couldn't get it to go. And a nice job dummying there from Damari Wheeler-Thomas. Showed like he was going to take the charge. Then once he saw him pull up, poked it away. Langston Reynolds, who had it deflected away, will check out. Cade Tyson back in. He leads all scorers here tonight. Vaihola leads all rebounders. And Langston Reynolds leads all assist men with 5 of his own. Here's Awesome up top. Two-second difference, shot and game clock. Minnesota looking to hold it here. Awesome powers through Wheeler-Thomas right to the rack with his left hand. 2 seconds on the timer. Clay fires one up at the buzzer, off the mark, and Minnesota will take a 9-point lead into the half, like from last year to this year.
And a great opportunity, like you mentioned, for both of these coaches to play around with lineups, especially Minnesota, as they've got so many guys that kind of fit into that 3-4 category in BJ Omat, Bobby Durkin, Cade Tyson, Jalen Crocker-Johnson, kind of figure out where they fit in each lineups with which point guard, with a big, without a big.
Caleb Schoenrock is shown there. The redshirt freshman, 6'7", 200, was a part of the Gopher basketball team last year as a student manager, but then got a call this summer to be a part of the NDSU squad after doing some training up there. And he took it, he jumped at the opportunity, and now is a part of the Bison. Hails from St. Francis, Minnesota, as Wheeler-Thomas is denied. Crocker-Johnson with the length.
A good switch from Crocker-Johnson and good communication on that switch. See it right here. Crocker-Johnson doesn't let any space get in there.
Beautiful inbounds play from the Bison. Lob it up to Carson. Gets the foul from Tyson as he goes up. Drains the floater for 2 and the foul. Get a look at it here. Nice job. Falling backwards, the touch on the jumper. The leading facilitator in the first half, Langston Reynolds checks in. Early substitution, Cade Tyson out after 29 seconds there. Crocker-Johnson the rebound. Chauncey Willis just got 10 minutes in that first half. No points, a rebound and an assist. Is back in to lead the Gopher offense. An explosive athlete is Willis. We'll get to see that a lot this season of him sprinting down the court for Minnesota. Here's Crocker-Johnson up top. He runs right through the chest of Schoenrock, gets the foul, but can't get the finish. And you don't see that very often. So we set a ball or an off-ball screen from Vaihola on him for a possible 3-point opportunity at the 3-point line. He gets the ball, runs through a defender, and then draws a foul for 2 shots. Crocker-Johnson shot it at a 75.9% clip last year as he hits the back rim on that attempt. Averaged 9 points per game and 5.5 rebounds and 33 starts for Little Rock last year. Hits the second. Just a minute into this one, the Gophers picking up full court. Good communication from the Gophers so far in this one. Feddersen falls over with not much contact. Wheeler-Thomas can't get the shot. And a nice old board. Feddersen to his left. Pushes off of Vaihola. Tay Smith to his left. Markai Strickland to the cup. That's more like it from one of the guys who's going to be leaned on the offensive end for North Dakota State. Nice pass, Chauncey Willis Jr. What a dime to Vaihola. Contorts his body mid-air to get the angle like Patrick Mahomes. Here's Carson right to the rim.
Really smart by Carson to put that one high off the glass with the much larger Vaihola on him.
6-point lead for Minnesota. 38-32 our score. Here's Crocker Johnson driving baseline, stopped by Strickland. Powers right through his chest and bounces it off the glass for two.
Crocker Johnson looking inside now. We saw him take a few threes, not all successful in that first half. So good to see him go down low and get to work in the post.
Feddersen finds Wheeler Thomas, beautiful move right past his defender and gets the foul on the way down on the layup attempt.
And despite the foul here, you see Chauncey Willis Jr. get beat, but Jalen Crocker Johnson right there where he needs to be in help defense.
That's the shiftiness that Elgin, Illinois' native can bring to this Bison squad. That leg looking perfectly fine there as he juked him out of his shoes off the ball. This is the front end of two. Oh for 3 from the floor tonight, but after that miss, he's now 3 for 5 from the free throw line in 14 minutes. This one will stay an 18-point game as he misses both. 8-point game. And Willis Jr. will direct traffic for Minnesota. Durkin off a screen is fouled by Tay Smith. Andy Stefanowicz will check in. The last time he was on this court, he had himself a day. He led Minnetonka to a state championship in his senior season, posting 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists at Williams Arena to beat Wayzata for the first time in nearly a decade. They'd lost 19 straight times to the Trojans. They ended that drought and grabbed themselves some hardware on the way out. Here's Osma, dump down low, foul on the pass. Vaihola was grabbed underneath. Get another look at it.
Really good pass. Osma waits for the lane to clear out a little bit, gets it into Vaihola for the mismatch, and then the foul.
Yeah, Carson is a mismatch, just specifically. As Strickland skies for the board, Stefanowicz brings it up, crosses over, now dumps it back to Feddersen. Here's Marley. Marley lost his footing, but a foul is called on Reynolds. Medved can't believe it. And Zell calling one of the Towel boys, one of the Gopher managers, onto the court to wipe up some spots after Marley took a tumble. Inbound set here underneath. Stefanowicz has it. Looking to find Massey up top, and he does. Stefanowicz gets a screen from Feddersen. Dump off to Massey. Marley, kick out. Tough shot from 3 earlier, so Feddersen goes inside. Bounces it off the backboard, no good. And nice rebound by Vaihola. Langston Reynolds. Controlling. Kicking corner. Bobby Durkin can't hit his third three. Stefanowicz back to Strickland. Strickland pushing pace right into the chest. An unmoving Durkin. Goes over him, but can't get the roll. Osma pushes past Strickland on the fast break. Reynolds through the defense, 4-2.
Great trailing speed by Reynolds and the ability to finish. And you have Durkin sitting in the corner there. The defense has to think about where he is in transition as well.
Yeah, we've seen Vaihola and Crocker Johnson work the paint, but we've also seen some tempo and great fast break and transition buckets from Minnesota as Feddersen gets the floater. And that's what they're coming to expect from him. They're going to need a lot of those in the middle of the paint. Just his first bucket of the night to go along with a rebound and an assist. Chauncey Willis is fouled as he hits the first. That's the first foul on Marley. A 73% free throw shooter a year ago, hits both and checks out for BJ Omot. Grayson Grove back in for the first time since really early on in this contest.
Struggled a little bit defensively in that first half, but he'll get some more run here.
2 minutes to be certain as he tries to adapt to this new role as the 5-man for the Gophers in some of these lineups. Here's Marley to his left, up at the rim, flicks it in. Almost horizontal to the ground as he got that one let go. Grayson Grove to Reynolds. The two who stayed on Minnesota after the offseason, and Grove and Osama combining there, and the screen causes a foul. And that one will go against Trayson Anderson, who's one of the key guys for North Dakota State. Maybe not in production value, but his size is going to be needed in the Summit League this season. As Grove right to the rack.
Really good recognition by Grove that he did not need to take a dribble there. Really good awareness of where he was in location to the basket.
Stefanowicz pulls up, mid-range jumper off the rim. Anderson, it bounces away from him and out of bounds. Anderson trying to make a case for some minutes this season. Hasn't had a banner day yet, but there's still time as everyone's getting the opportunity here today. Looks like it might have deflected off of Omot, but Minnesota will have possession. Here's Osama.
Little pressure here from NDSU, and this is probably the lineup you would want to do it with, as Chauncey Willis Jr., another primary point guard, is on the bench.
Osama pushes through two defenders right to the rim and one. That's the aggressiveness Gopher fans like to see from their point guard.
Splits the defense and goes up strong. Isaac Osama for the and one.
After the finish. Second leading scorer on the Gophers tonight, now with 9 points after that layup on 8 shots, and make him the second player overall into double figures now with 10 after the free throw is good. That foul went on Anderson. That was his third, so he checks out. Feddersen back in. Stefanowicz to his left. Turns around, finds Wheeler Thomas. Marley back cutting Carson Smith on the baseline. Here's Feddersen, one-on-one with Grove. Feddersen, hook shot, no good. Nice defense from Grayson Grove. He sprints the floor. Find him low, down low, but Feddersen pulls him out of the lane. Here's Omot. Can be a prolific scorer. Kicks it out to Reynolds. Goes right through the smaller defender. Can't get it to fall, though.
I like that look by Reynolds, though. Deciding to attack the basket, get to the rim, rather than settling outside for a three.
Wheeler Thomas pure on that floater. Got himself into rhythm and got to his spot to knock that one down. Just under 13 minutes to play. Pull up three. Osma feeling it a little bit. That one rims out. Now Wheeler Thomas right past Reynolds. Nice move off the glass. And a beautiful angled shot for two. Grove up top. Osma. Back to Grove. Can't hit, bounces off the rim, and Marley controls it. Here come the Bison. Wheeler Thomas, his headband came out. Marley, deep three. Unafraid to take it, but front rim. Reynolds telegraphed that pass. Feddersen flicked it. Stefanowicz has it. Back cutting Carson Smith, loses it on the way up. And it's off North Dakota State and Minnesota basketball as we go to a big role here tonight, and he has delivered here at Williams Arena. Solely an exhibition game, but these are where you put your marker down to your coach preseason, as it's his first game, Nico Medved, of seeing these guys compete against a different squad. Crocker Johnson trying to kick to the corner, deflected by Carson. Scuda will bring it up. Nice move, runs right through the chest though of Cade Tyson, and a charging foul there.
See Tyson recognized, just able to get to the spot, plant his feet right there.
We brought you Parker's plays at halftime. That's something that we saw a lot from 23 and White last season, getting those puppies in order on the defensive end. Langston Reynolds up top. Here's Crocker Johnson. Tyson, open three, pure. That is a pretty stroke when he has time to set his feet and unload. He's going to be dangerous if they can generate open looks for him this season, Kira.
Yeah, I think part of it is Cade having the confidence too to be able to shoot those and not, one step of hesitation, especially in the Big Ten, you're not going to be able to get that off. But I think if he's confident going up with it, good things are going to happen.
Wheeler Thomas off on a right wing three. Here come the Gophers. Reynolds, baseline drive on Stefanowicz, doubled. Willis Jr. tries the extra, gets it to Tyson. Back-to-back possessions with a triple.
Chauncey Willis Jr., good recognition, knows Tyson's hot right now. The extra pass leads to another triple for Cade Tyson.
A flamethrower on the Williams Arena court is Cade Tyson. He is 4 for 5 from downtown with 18 points. Already late in the shot clock, nothing towards the rim yet for MDSU. 7 seconds left. Scuda sees it. Now to his right, one-on-one with Omot. Turnaround Jay. Misses everything. Shot clock violation. The Gophers control though. Here comes Willis Jr. Finds a trailing Reynolds. Misses the first attempt, but Tyson is there. He is running rampant on the offensive end.
Love that pass from Chauncey Willis Jr. and great cleanup from Cade Tyson.
We have the first 20 piece unofficially of this Gopher season, and it belongs to the UNC transfer, Cade Tyson. Here's Carson, ripped away. Langston Reynolds with the steal. One-handed flick pass. Tyson three. Oh, yeah! Cade Tyson cannot miss. A strong Williams Arena crowd for an exhibition game, letting them hear it. As here come the Gophers again. Crocker Johnson right through the defender, Feddersen, and one. This is Gopher basketball under Nico Medved.
And this is why you play these exhibition games. This team is finally able to get out against an actual opponent other than themselves, as they've been doing since the summer. You see Cade Tyson heat up. Crocker Johnson gets to the rim. They're starting to feel like there's a little bit of flow between this team now of defense leading into offense.
Gophers shooting at a 50% clip from the floor, but just 64% from the free throw line. Let's see if Crocker Johnson, who's 1 for 2 today, can change that. Hits his one attempt after the bucket and extends it to a 23-point lead for Minnesota. Here's Stefanowicz to his left. Anderson up top. Carson tries to respond and does. A much-needed bucket that ends a nearly 4-minute scoring drought and a 14-0 run for Minnesota. Here's Reynolds. One-handed pass, back to him, and rejected at the rim. There's Trayson Anderson, what he can provide defensively. Markai Strickland through the defender, Crocker Johnson. He'll get 2 shots. We have ratcheted up the tempo here in this ball game, and that's all thanks to Cade Tyson and the prolifics he's been putting on the offensive end.
It is, we mentioned earlier, you know, Nico Medved and the players don't know who the team's leading scorer is going to be, but I think it's going to be important every game that whoever does heat up, they continue to get looks, as we've seen can happen and will happen again with Cade Tyson this season.
And you hear it in every sport. Great quarterbacks working, it bleeds into the rest of the team. Great hitters at the plate hitting a home run, it bleeds into the rest of the team. When a guy gets hot in basketball, that bleeds into the energy of the rest of the guys on the court, and we've seen that from every player. This Gophers offense has picked themselves up and played even harder when Tyson got it going. 19-point lead for Minnesota. Willis right to the rim, jelly roll at the layup there. Here's Strickland trying to push for 2 right back, and does. And Nico Medved coaching like this is a regular season game, an immediate timeout after the transition layup. 19-point lead for